cave Jeannot has ever explored. As Hazel rappels, Jeannot radios up and warns her not to descend too far. Instead, he will bring her the deepest sample. A large block of ice above Jeannot seems ready to break loose. He wastes no time in collecting the samples for Hazel before starting the long climb back out. Perhaps the microbes Jeannot risked his life for will one day offer a cure for disease. But it will take years of research to unlock that secret.
Some extremophiles can stay out here for 100 years, but I found a few weeks was quite my limit. I knew I'd miss my new French friends, though. When you go caving with someone, you trust your life to them, and they to you. You become friends for life.
The hills near my home in Georgia are ideal terrain for the formation of caves. Just as extremophiles thrive in the ice cap of Greenland, bats are well adapted to classic limestone caves. These flying mammals sleep all day and come out at sunset to feed. 40% of all bat species are endangered, but not this colony. The 20 million bats here eat 500,000 pounds of insects every night.
Thanks to special training, Nancy can introduce her class to this underappreciated creature on a field trip.
You have any questions?
What do bats eat?
Well, this kind of bat eats scorpions. Can you believe that?
No.
I wouldn't want to eat a scorpion, would you?
No. Poison tail.
And bats eat a lot of insects, too. They get rid of those nasty mosquitoes that bite your legs, make you itch. Like bats, serious cavers will go a long way to find a good cave. So when Hazel invited me on another far-flung search for extremophiles, I was raring to go.
Southern Mexico. The Yucatan Peninsula juts defiantly out into the Gulf. These ancient Mayan temples were built on one huge limestone plateau. The plateau holds hundreds of miles of cave passage, the longest underwater cave system in the world. The caves are entered through cenotes, natural wells.
How did it go? Did y'all find anything? Okay, Nat. Hey kids, I'm still down here in Mexico with Hazel, and we're looking for something called a halocline. The halocline is where the fresh water from the stream, like this, meets the salt water in the ocean. And it forms this really blurry layer. You see this blurry layer? Hazel thinks that there are some special bugs that live in this halocline, so that's why we're looking for it. Well, that's about it for right now. And I love y'all, and give yourselves a big hug for me. Bye.
Bye.
To find an uncontaminated halocline, our guide, Jorge Gonzalez, led us to a remote cave deep in the jungle.
If the fresh water in this cave flows all the way to the sea, it must pass through a halocline. To find out, Nancy and Hazel use fluorescein dye. which does not harm the environment.
If this green dye comes out where we expect, at a coastal lagoon, then we'll know this cave is connected directly to the sea. Hazel retrieved the water collector she placed at the mouth of the underground stream the day before. The slightest trace of fluorescein will show up under my black light.
That's a look, Nance. I'm seeing green.
Since the green dye went through to the ocean, we went back to the cave the next day.
Hey, be careful and have fun.
I respect Hazel's decision to take up cave diving, but I promised my family I'd never do it.
Cave diving has been called the most dangerous adventure in the world. Survival takes training, caution, and luck.
We're laying a dive line. It's a bit like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs to find your way back home.
Jorge affixes arrows to the line to guide the divers back to the exit.
There are rules that we never break. We always turn around and head for the exit when we've used up 1/3 of our air, so we have extra air in case we run into problems on the way out. Life in total darkness has made this species of fish blind. To compensate, its other senses have become more acute. When debris rains down from the ceiling, you know that no one's ever been this way before. If the silt gets kicked up in a huge cloud and you lose sight of the dive line, you may never find it again. And you could run out of air before you ever find your way out of the cave. When we reached a breakdown pile, I wasn't sure if I could get through the small passage, but the volume of water flowing through suggested that there was more cave on the other side, so I had to find out. Open ocean divers wear scuba tanks on their backs, but cave divers go side mount, so we can squeeze through narrow passages. In a really tight spot, you can remove your tanks, push them ahead, and then follow them through the hole. We were approaching our turnaround, and I will not break that rule no matter what. Just when the cave seemed to be reaching the right depth for a halo climb, we hit a dead end. In the few moments it took for us to hunt for an opening, we kicked up a huge cloud of silt.